Hello and welcome back. Mrs. Saunders here. Today we're talking about angles of triangles. We're going to learn the triangle angle sum theorem and the exterior angle sum theorem. First thing we need to know, the most important thing, is that the sum of the measures of the angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. So if we have this triangle here, it has three angles in it. And if we add those three angles together, they should add to 180 degrees. So with this triangle here, we're missing the measure of angle 1. We know inside we have 180 degrees. 62 degrees is already taken up. 90 degrees is already taken up. So what's left is 28 degrees, and that's the measure of angle 1. This one's a little bit more complicated. We need to find the measures of angles 1, 2, and 3. So if we start with angle 1, let's just look at this triangle right here. Again, we know that within any triangle there's 180 degrees. Well, 66 degrees is already gone, 58 degrees is already gone, so what's left for angle 1 is 56 degrees. All right, now look from angle 1 to angle 2. Those are vertical angles, which means they're congruent. So angle 2, super easy, also 56 degrees. Now angle 3, we have enough information for this one now. We can just use this triangle on the right. We know within that triangle there's 180 degrees. 56 is already taken, 50 is already taken, and what's left for angle 3 is 74 degrees. A little bit more complicated now. The measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the measures of the two remote interior angles. That is a mouthful. So let's break this down. We have a triangle, and the inside of the angles, we call that the interior, and the outside is called the exterior. All right, now the measure of the exterior angle, what's that? Well, if we take one side of the triangle and extend it, that creates what we call the exterior angle. Now the remote interior angles, what are those? We have three interior angles. We're only concerned right now about the remote ones. We'll look at angle 3 for just a second. We call that one the adjacent interior angle. It's right next to the exterior angle. It's not remote, it's right next to it. Remote is something that's like really far away, right? So let's say I'm here standing at angle 4. What's far away from me? Like polar bears and penguins. So the question is, what angles are farthest from me? Angles 1 and 2. Those are the remote interior angles. And what all these words up here say is that if I take angle 1 and angle 2 and add them together, I actually get the measure of angle 4, the exterior angle. So let's try that with another triangle. So I want to find the measure of angle 1. That's the exterior angle. The two angles that are farthest from angle 1, the remote interior angles, are 25 and 35. So if I add those together, I'll get the measure of angle 1, which is 60. Now to get the measure of angle 2, well, maybe the quickest way is to recognize that angles 1 and 2, those are a linear pair. They add up to 180. So I can just take 180 minus 60, that's what I found for angle 1, and I know that angle 2 is 120 degrees. Let's try a couple more. So this problem on the top left here, I know that 145, that's the exterior angle. The two remote interior angles are 2x and 95. So if I take those two, add them together, 2x plus 95, I get 145 degrees. Now I can solve for x. Subtract 95 from both sides, divide by 2, so I get x equals 25, which means the measure of angle B there is 2 times 25, or 50 degrees. All right, this next one, here's our exterior angle. The two remote interior angles are x and x. All right, so 58 equals x plus x. Or I could say 58 is 2x, which means that x is 29. So each of those angles, each of these two remote interior angles, they're both 29 degrees. All right, last one. There's a lot that we have to find again up here. We've got angle 1, angle 2, angle 3. If we start with angle 1, it's within this triangle right here. So I can take 180 degrees, subtract 35, subtract 36, and I know that the measure of angle 1 is 109 degrees. Actually, the next easy one to find is angle 3, because these two, that's a linear pair. And a linear pair adds up to 180. So if I take 180 and subtract 109, because the linear pair equals 180, then I get angle 3 is 71 degrees. That 71 degrees, I can flip right over to here because these are vertical angles. So I'll put a 71 there. Now I can easily solve for angle 2 because it's part of this triangle up here. And in that triangle is 180 degrees minus the 80 minus the 71. So the measure of angle 2 is 29 degrees. So sometimes these problems can look super complicated. Just take it one step at a time, see what you know and what you can figure out, and you'll get there. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.